Well, you're here. Are you thinking about buying a Chinese quad? It's a tough decision. I searched the internet high and low in order to help me make that decision. And it's tough. You have you have two different camps. One camp, Chinese ATVs suck. Never buy one. Invest the money in an older Japanese, what have you. I get it. Sometimes those older Japanese ones are still expensive. 2-3 grand. And you don't want to. And then to find a youth one, man, good luck. They go for a lot because they know parents will pay for it just to get the kid on an ATV because their hobby depends on the kid doing it too. Yada yada yada. Psychology, blah blah blah. Children's ATVs tend to have a higher market value than just your run-of-the-mill 250 or larger ATV that you can find used on Craigslist or Marketplace. So you might be, I can't find one. 3 grand, I can't spend that much on a kid that may not even want to ride the thing. You're here, maybe you're looking at Chinese ATVs. I'm not going to tell you to buy one. I'm not going to tell you not to buy one. But I will tell you that I did buy one. It's right here. And I'll tell you what we did to make it not suck as bad. Because off the showroom floor, they're terrible. There's no doubt about it. Engines, great, bulletproof. If we were out on the trail, the last thing I would worry about is the engine in this thing. It's a Honda clone. They've been making them for 1,000 years. They're simple. Even with the crappy tooling available in China, they can spit out a 125cc Japanese clone engine. Not a worry, not a concern. Is it as good as one that's been cast in Japan? Probably not. But it's good. I promise you, it's good. Most of these older Japanese things are not made in Japan anymore anyway. If you were to find an engine like this in a Japanese bike, it was probably made in Malaysia. Sorry to break it to you. It's a fact. But who cares, right? You're here to learn about how to make an ATV like this not be as bad. 5 very simple things you want to do. For each one of these items, I'm going to leave it in the description so that you can reach out and grab it. Or at least it gives you an idea of where to go. You don't have to go the same route I did, but this worked for me. It could work for you. When I was researching, scourging the internet, going to forums like Thumper Talk, off-road community forums, trying to find answers, this is what I put together. There was no YouTube videos on this. If there is, shit, I couldn't find them. You'll find this, hopefully. Well, obviously you found this. That's stupid. Let's move on. 5 things. Thing 1. Controls. Off the floor, if you buy this thing, it has like a 24-inch handlebar. For most kids, probably adults too, a 24-inch or whatever inch handlebars that came with this thing, you're not going to have the leverage to turn this thing well. You're not going to have the leverage to handle the front wheels if you hit any terrain. So what we did, 34-inch Pro Taper high ATV bend bars. But they're good, they're not going to bend. They're made out of actual metal, not Chinese metal. I don't even know where their steel comes from. It's awful. They're good. They're good bars. Not going to bend. They bolt right on. They're 7/8 inch. You can get them anywhere. You don't have to go with Pro Tapers. I went with these because they have an high ATV bend. They're very similar to my friend's daughter's Polaris bars. In fact, they're about an inch wider. My daughter had so much more control after these. It's a great upgrade. For sure do it. Don't even think about it. Just do it if you're going to buy a Chinese quad. Just do it. Love your kid. Do it. 2. Suspension. Got these off eBay. They're Olin's clones. If you felt, touched, dealt with a Chinese ATV as a grown 200-pound man, if you sat on that thing, it might move this much, maybe. This thing has suspension for days. It's decent. It now absorbs bumps. If the kid hits a rock, the wheel will actually move. It won't tip the entire stupid quad over. These were not expensive. Maybe like, I don't know. I'm going to leave a link below to where I got them on eBay. Check it out yourself. Totally worth it. Just do it. You got your bars. They don't got to be pro tapers, but they can't be the Chinese ones that came on it. Trust me. You got your front suspension. Do it. eBay special. Ironically, made in China. But they're much better quality than what came off. What came off was basically a metal stick with a shitty spring wrapped around it. Like sprung for a 500-pound Chinese man. Who's driving these things over there? I don't even know. Either their kids are obese, which they're not, or it's an afterthought. I'm assuming suspension in China is an afterthought. Moving on. Here's a beautiful view of the rear end of this animal. Let me review the rear end of this thing. It's actually not bad. The suspension back here, not as soft as the front, but it's an actual shock with a spring. I don't know what was happening with the front of these things. I'm telling you, what they put on there for aesthetics, had nothing to do with suspension. Back here, it's not that bad. Is it sprung for a child? Nope, it still isn't. I tried a few different shocks from eBay. None of them were even as good as this one. It's mostly acceptable. If your kid's heavier, you'll probably be fine. Moving on. Out on the trail, the worst problem we had with this thing, the only mechanical problem we had with this thing, was the stupid chain that came on these things. The quality is, well, it's not there. The chain stretched. As soon as I got on there and started doing wheelies on the thing, the chain stretched like 4 inches. It was ridiculous. I don't even know how it's possible for metal to stretch like that. But in China, they got the weirdness on the chains locked down. They excel at making chains that stretch. Get a chain. This is a Japanese chain. I think it's a DID. Whatever. It's a real chain. It's a real chain. Buy one. You can buy one. It fits. Do it. It's cheap. It's going to be the thing, the chain, if you leave that Chinese chain on there, it's going to be the thing that drives you crazy and makes you wish that you did not purchase this stupid Chinese quad. Fix the chain. You can go ride it once. You take your kid out for the first time with the crappy Chinese chain, that's fine, whatever. But before you really go out and spend a day out on the trail, for the love of God, change the chain, man. Yeah, I love you. I care about you. Change the chain. Not that this has anything to do with anything. The rear brakes on things are great. The rear brakes on these are better than any Japanese or Polaris quad that I've seen for a kid. They're disc brakes. They lock up. You touch the brakes, they lock up. Front brakes, they suck. Good luck. Good luck trying to fix that. Kids got to learn how to use the rear brake. And guess what? On any other of the major legit quad manufacturers, their brakes suck all the way around. You can leave a comment below if I'm wrong, but I know I can only really speak of the Polaris Outlaws. The brakes on those things are terrible. You spend $4 or $5 grand on one of those things, you'd expect the brakes to work, but they don't. They suck. They're terrible. Drum brakes. Shoot me in the face. Whatever. I digress. Okay. The major upgrade that we made on the rear end of these things was 2-inch spacers between each wheel. Putting 4 inches of spacing, 2-inch spacers on either side has made this thing track and give it stability. You do not want your kid teeter-tottering around on rocks and tipping this thing over because it's 12 inches wide in the back. I don't know what it was, but now it's like a real quad. Of all these upgrades, I'm not sure which one is the best. I'd probably say the front suspension. The first is for sure the chain, because you don't want it falling off every 10 minutes. That front suspension is real nice and cushy now, but widening this rear end gave me confidence that the quad was not going to tip over and crush my small daughter. Link below in the description. Lastly, the last thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth thing. Go down a tooth on the front sprocket. It's going to make it easier for your kid to get this thing moving. He or she could just probably put it in second, grab the gas, and go after that. That made a big difference on just getting this thing moving in a forward direction. Lose a tooth on that front sprocket. That's it. 5 things, guys. 5 things. Reasonably cheap. Totally worth it. And it made this thing rideable. It went from being unrideable and terrible to not a bad ATV. Not a bad ATV for a kid. If I could still change one thing on this thing, it'd be that rear shock. I'd like to soften it up. So in closing, if you decide you're going to buy a Chinese ATV, for sure, do these 5 things. They will make this thing much better. You love your kid, man. You want your kid to enjoy the sport, just do it. Don't be super, you can be cheap, but don't be all the way cheap. Take the cheapness, throw a little extra money. In fact, I wouldn't buy one of these things new. I'd go on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Let Go, whatever. Buy it used for 500 bucks. Put it another few bucks in fixing all the problems that are inherent with these things. And it won't be bad. If you've already made the decision you're going to do this, go all the way. Make it usable. Hey, you know, if there's any parts here that somebody else has already, you know, went a different direction, leave a comment below. Let the people that are watching this know what you did. Leave some links. You know, help the growing Chinese quad community out here. But I do appreciate you watching. Hopefully this video helped you out. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it. See you out on the trail.